Hey guys, so today I'm going to tell you 5 astonishing facts that the fitness industry don't want you to know. Come on. These simple life hacks will save you money and guarantee you weight loss. So guys, to split this 5 facts into the first 3, I'm going to give you 3 reasons as to why you will never lose weight doing these certain things. First things first, you will never lose weight if you have been dieting for years and years. And here is the reason why. A lot of people diet in order to lose weight, often trying to skip meals or crash their regular eating habits too hard in order to drop that weight. However, dropping weight in such a dramatic way will guarantee failures in your attempt to lose weight or strive to become healthier. And the biggest failure is that by doing this, you will crash your metabolism. Your body's metabolism is the system that is in charge of all your energy or calorie expenditure. However, if you crash or irregularly fluctuate your metabolism too hard, too many times, it won't be able to return to normal levels of consistent and concise levels of energy burning. This basically means that when starting a new diet or nutritional plan, your body will be too exhausted to drop weight, and therefore you won't be able to lose weight, or at least lose weight consistently, ending up with you feeling frustrated, unhappy, and unhealthy. Okay, so life hack number 2. Dropping your calories below your daily need is not a wise idea. In fact, it's reckless towards your body. The reason for this is less food intake does not mean less body weight or body fat. Your body is a huge complex engine that burns a large amount of energy every day, and if you drop your food intake to ridiculously low amounts on a regular basis, your body will counterbalance this action by not burning unwanted weight or body fat. In fact, if you drop your food too low, even if it's to an amount that you deem right to drop to without doing the correct research, the only thing that you are guaranteed to drop is muscle tissue, body tone, and overall body shape or strength. Why does your body do this? It's because that in the simplest way possible, your body thinks that it is starving, and by you not eating, it burns muscle tissue instead of burning fat tissue. This is a process called glyconeogenesis, and this is also prevalent in diabetics. So guys, the take-home message here is to make sure that you do not drop your food intake too low, and to make sure that your macros and nutrients are in the right place so that your body is burning body fat tissue and not muscle tissue. Okay, so your third life hack is understanding your BMR, or your basal metabolic rate, and what it is used for. Your BMR, or basal metabolic rate, is your baseline calorie intake. So that means that every single day, your body burns on average a certain amount of calories or energy just by being alive. This, in theory, means that if you were to sit for an entire day without moving, such as a couch potato, you would burn a certain amount of calories per day without doing anything else, such as exercise, going to work, or just moving around in general. It tells you that if you don't understand how many calories are going into your body per day, on average, you may be under or overfueling your body, which will result in no weight loss, negative weight gain, spiking and crashing your insulin levels, and running the risk of becoming anemic. If you want to know more about your BMR, your basal metabolic rate, understand how to lose weight effectively, and get fitter at the same time, try our 6 weeks nutrition program, guaranteed to get you results through tried and tested science-backed methodology and absolutely no BS. I have put these 2 life hacks into subcategories for people who suffer with type 2 diabetes and people who are also pre-diabetic. However, if you suffer with type 1 diabetes, you may find these videos helpful also. If you are not diabetic, guys, you can still continue to watch these videos as you may also find them helpful in your habitual lifestyle. So, if you are the type of person who feels lethargic and undermotivated, worried possibly that you have got yourself into bad eating patterns that could lead to heart disease, blood pressure, or diabetes, I want you to listen up. Pre-diabetes and type 2 diabetes is a disease that fortunately has been proven time and time again to be better controlled or even reversed if treated correctly with the right amount of coaching advice, exercise routines, and dietary habits changed. You can better your diabetes for good. The first thing that you need to know is that developing pre-diabetes and diabetes type 2 is vastly based around an individual's eating habits. So what I need you to do right now, if you feel like you fall into these categories of pre-diabetic or type 2 diabetic, and that you are at these stages of suffering with diabetes, is to think about your evening meal. Not your breakfast or your lunch, but your last meal of the day. What I want you to do, guys, is I want you to focus on that last meal of the day and look at the carbohydrate on your plate. And the types of food that are carbohydrate based are potato, rice, pasta, lentils, beans, pastry, or any sauces that go with your meal, such as a curry sauce. So what I need you to do, guys, is I need you to reduce the amount of carbohydrate on your plate by 2/3, so that you're only left with 1/3 of carbohydrate and the rest of that meal is made up of fats and proteins. However, you can add salad and vegetables as you like. You can also add an extra protein, such as an extra portion of chicken or beef or fish, low-fat cheese, yogurt, or a vegetarian or vegan alternative or protein option. So if you are vegan or vegetarian, then you need to figure out what carbohydrate to remove and what to keep. Although the fiber in your meals will definitely be helpful to you and help your insulin levels, your plate still needs to be 2/3 carbohydrate reduced. The reason being is that you want to be able to control your insulin release at better stages. And you can do this with better food choices and carbohydrate intake, therefore changing your eating habits. Your fifth and final life hack, guys, or your second diabetes life hack is this. Per meal or snack, you should aim to eat 30 grams of carbohydrates or less. This 30-gram limit helps you to control the spike in your insulin levels and not having such a huge spike in blood sugar levels. Another thing to do is when you eat is to try to eat more fats and more protein. Slightly less saturated fat, but both forms of fat are good. This is because fiber, fat and protein take a long time to break down, and when ingested at the same time as a carbohydrate, slow the levels of insulin release. So it's not such a spike, but more of a steady ascent and descent to normal levels. So basically what we're trying to say here, guys, is that if you reduce the amount of carbohydrate that you have either in your late evening meal or when you're having meals and snacks during the day, is that you're going to reduce the amount of insulin that's spiked into your body. By doing this, by keeping your carbohydrates to only 30 grams, it allows your body to better control the amount of sugar that is ingested in one go. This can also be prevented slightly by having protein and fat within the same meal, because protein and fat will slow down the insulin release, and so your spike of insulin isn't so high. Even if you are not a type 1 or type 2 or even a pre-diabetic sufferer, this control of carbohydrate intake is very useful, as it allows the body's insulin to not spike on such high levels, which enables the body to use energy rather than to store it as body fat. So 2 ways that you can start to control your diabetes better, and more importantly, begin to reverse this disease, to understand how to control your intake of sugars, which is carbohydrates, through dietary eating, such as time frames And a good example of this is intermittent fasting. This gives you a safeguard of when to eat and when not to eat high density sugars and carbohydrate laden meals. And this will also stop or prevent your insulin from spiking unnecessarily. So your take home notes are: try to eat within a more confined or restricted time frame, and make sure to refine your carbohydrate intake, avoiding unnecessary sugars and high carbohydrate based meals in the evening or when you have your last meal. If you want to know more about eating a better diet and begin to reverse diabetes type 2 or when you're pre-diabetic, and understand how to lose weight effectively and get fitter at the same time, try our 6 weeks nutrition program. It's guaranteed to get you the results that you're looking for, tried and tested by science-backed methodology, and absolutely no BS. So I said that I was going to give you 5 nutritional life hacks, but actually I'm going to give you a bonus life hack when it comes to your nutrition. And that is one super simple hack to save you money right now. We have multivitamins in our life is because that multivitamins have been available for the public to consume for decades, and were initially started in the 1930s due to a lack of food. And with that lack of food came a lack of healthy vitamin intake. But research has shown that most of the vitamins and trace minerals we need to feel well are in our food that we eat, from meat, fresh vegetables, and also fruit. We could actually be overdosing on a lot of these vitamins if we are taking a multivitamin or taking a certain type of vitamin to increase our well-being. Therefore, if we are actually increasing the doses, we may actually be overdosing on these vitamins, which basically means that you are wasting your money if you are having a relatively well balanced diet. And if you feel that your diet isn't balanced, then it's not necessarily going to benefit you by buying multivitamins. You could actually get that benefit from the food that you intake. Therefore, you may want to look at your habitual eating patterns first of all, and also the types of food and the choices of food that you consume. So I suggest to you that you actually look at scrapping your multivitamins and supplements that are shelf bought. And unless you have been prescribed to them by your pharmacist or your doctor, and also to start looking into research as to whether you do need to take that multivitamin and how you could ingest that vitamin or multivitamin through your diet. This in turn could actually save you up to £180 per year or $240. And then I would suggest that you start to look at more natural resources as to consuming those vitamins that you feel you may be lacking. If you like this video and you like my content, then please follow my YouTube channel. It's the Yo Bar series, created by me, Chris Harding, for more diet hacks.
It's the Yo Bar series.